Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And is Netmarble being generous? Well, that's what I want to kind of dive into today because a pretty rare occurrence has happened. You can call this sort of the stars aligning in the terms of Marvel Future Fight spending, because there is a pretty frequent and pretty common item in the shop, in the featured shop for crystals. It is the Mega Tier 2 Advancement Ticket for 8,200 crystals, and if enough people purchase it, which it's already gone way past that time, at the end of the sale, you'll get back half of the crystals. So you have to have at least 8,200 crystals banked up. So obviously this sale doesn't necessarily appeal or apply to every single player in the game, but you will get back 4,100. So it's an investment of 8,200 up front, but then you end up only spending at the end of the sale, which it ends in 1 day, 19 hours. You only end up spending 4,100 crystals. However, the most interesting thing, the alignment of the stars, so to speak, is that I believe for the first time ever, or maybe the second time ever, this sale, which is one of the most expensive crystal purchases you can make in the game, like a single crystal purchase. This actually, it probably is the most expensive. Possibly there's one for 8,400, but again, it's very, very close. Is the fact that there is a crystal spending event going on right now. And so doing the math, and I'm not good at math, but this one's easy for me. If you spend the 8,200 crystals, this bonus mission ends in 4 days, 19 hours, so you'll still have 3 extra days with which to spend 1,800 of those 4,100 crystals that you get back. So you don't even actually technically, this is the craziest thing, you don't even need to technically spend 10,000 crystals. I think it might be the first time. You're technically spending 5,900 crystals, but the game will think that you have spent over, or exactly in this case, 10,000 crystals if you can find something to spend exactly 1,800 crystals on, which may be difficult, but it still is quite impressive because with these sales that have refunds, it takes the upfront crystal cost into consideration when calculating how many crystals to progress you on this chart. And so, am I making too big of a deal out of nothing? Well, no, it's a pretty big deal because they're basically, for people who were going to purchase that anyways, that Mega Tier 2 ticket, they're giving you an extra 6-star Mega Rank Up ticket for 1,800 crystals. Plus whatever you're going to get for those 1,800 crystals. So, I mean, some people might gamble 3 times for a premium card or a CTP. That would be about 1,800. It's a little bit more than 1,800. You could buy a couple of uniforms, but none of them are on sale right now, I believe. None of them are discounted. Yeah, they're not discounted. You could purchase a legendary battle if you have an extra 700 crystals, and that would probably be your best investment because you'll also get crystals back. In general, you always want to try to purchase things that will give you crystals back. So either, you know, the most valuable or the most profitable and most efficient ways would be this one, of course, because it gives you back so many crystals. It costs so much and it gives you back so much. It gives you 4,100. But even the legendary battles, they cost 2,500, but they give you 500 back. The Epic Quest Deluxe missions, if you finish the Epic Quest, but you haven't purchased the Deluxe missions, they will also give you, I believe, 1,500 crystals back. So you spend 6,600, you get back 1,500. So you really only spent 5,100, but then you can spend an extra 1,500 that you got back as the refund, and now the game thinks that you've spent 8,100 crystals. So you can do that to manipulate your plus minus on crystals by 3,000. It's a positive, it's a net positive of 3,000 unspent, but calculated as spent crystals. And then the worst value would probably be something like Adam Warlock. Purchasing Adam Warlock up front costs you, I think, 6,000 or 6,600 crystals, and then you get back like 1,100 crystals when you finally rank him up to 6 stars. Again, much less valuable than the Mega Tier 2 ticket purchase for crystals or any of the legendary battles and stuff like that, or the Epic Quest battles, but still a possibility. But this is basically the strategy that a lot of low spending or even free-to-play players use. They try to line up and min-max their purchases so that they can get the most out of each one. And so for a lot of players that say, you know, Cynicalex, I've saved up 6,600 crystals, should I purchase my first Epic Quest Deluxe pack? my advice is if you really are, either getting bored of the game or really finding that you're hitting a wall in terms of progression, then I would say purchase it so that you can continue playing, so that you don't lose your drive or so that you don't lose your pacing and then end up quitting the game, because then you're giving up all that time spent. If you do want to still play the game, if you want to quit. But if you still want to play the game, play the game. But if you can hang on, if you're still having fun and you've managed to save up, some people are just better at saving than others. And if you've managed to save up almost 7,000 crystals, my advice is go all the way to 10,000 and then wait for a bonus mission. But the miraculous thing is they've put a bonus mission now for the first time when there are also very amazing crystal sales in the shop. Well, not amazing sales, just one amazing sale. And the sale itself is good because for 4,100 crystals, you can get a character automatically to tier 2 from 6 stars. That's what a mega tier 2 does. You get 300 biometric selectors, which is just whatever, but then you also get 5 million gold, which is actually quite nice. So you can actually combo this tier 2 pack, and you can purchase this, get your refund, and then you can go, for example, to the legendary quest, and you can either get Valkyrie for 2,500 crystals from Thor Ragnarok, or you could get Nick Fury from the Captain Marvel legendary battle for 2,500 crystals at 6 stars, level 1, and then you could immediately use that mega tier 2 ticket, and that way you would have spent over 10,000 crystals. Well, the game thinks you spent 10,000 crystals, but you really only spent 6,600 crystals, actually. Wow, it's actually 6,600 crystals exactly. So that's pretty strange, but that's pretty amazing. The only challenge is you need to have 8,200 crystals saved up. The only other issue that I do want to bring up to your attention, for those of you that are thinking about taking advantage of this now, or for those of you that want to take advantage of this in the future, is two things. One, I have no idea if this is ever going to happen again. I don't know if this was done deliberately or by accident by Netmarble. Honestly, sometimes with things you can't tell. Are they being generous because they want to give players who have saved up a lot of crystals more bang for their buck? Or was it just an accidental alignment of the stars and it might never happen again? Who knows? The second thing on top of that is that the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales are coming up. They're not quite here yet. They're still 3 months away. They're at the end of November, so that's still quite a long ways away. But for those of you that are pretty close to 8,000 crystals, but you're not quite there yet, you could consider waiting until the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales, because when those sales come up, not everything is discounted, but they usually do run a discount on all of the gambling chests. They run like a 40% discount, so it's like 420 crystals instead of 675. But more importantly and more valuably, they give you a discount on all of the crystal characters. Now, again, these are only if you want to purchase them, but they usually get discounted, and Adam Warlock included. Not recommending that you'd necessarily get Adam Warlock, but if it's something that you want, it is discounted. I don't believe anything else is discounted as far as crystal purchases go. So a lot of people ask me, have the legendary battles been discounted lower than 2,500 crystals? No, I don't believe so. Neither has Black Panther below 3,300. And then secondarily, or whatever additionally, you can drink now, the deluxe pack quest, the 6,600 crystals for Magneto, Invisible Woman, and Psylocke are also not discounted. But the good thing could be if they do run a crystal spending event during that sale, you'll have an opportunity to purchase characters at a discounted rate. You'll be able to, if you want to, gamble at a discounted rate, and then also uniforms for Black Friday and Cyber Monday specifically. No other day of the year, uniforms will be on sale for 50% off rather than 40% off. So again, it's a small additional discount. There is no guarantee that the crystal spending event will be active for that time. It is active now, but of course I can understand if you don't have the crystals saved up now, there's really nothing you can do unless you buy crystals now just to do this. Now, whether you do that or not is kind of difficult for me to say. If you have money to spend on Marvel Future Fight and you're very, very close to 8,200 crystals, if dropping $10 on a crystal pack to get those last 1,000 crystals so that you can snag a Mega Tier 2 ticket, a Mega Rank Up ticket, and all of the other rewards, it's honestly not that bad. It's a pretty good offer, and it's extremely rare. But again, that obviously matters to you individually, whether you have the money to spend and whether you even want to spend that on Marvel Future Fight at all. I can totally understand if you don't want to. And then for everybody else that this idea and this strategy and this situation appeals to, but you're not there yet. You're at 4,000 crystals, or you just spent your crystals, you're at 2,000 crystals, whatever. You want to try and save for this moment in the future to happen again. It may not happen with the exact same products available in the shop for sale in the featured shop, but it will happen again. They do run every like month or two a crystal spending event. They usually, I don't think they've ever lined up the crystal spending event with a uniform sale, maybe once at the beginning, and they never did it again. So it may not come up again in the future for either uniforms or the Mega Tier 2 ticket, but it may come up with another sale that you like. So it's always good if you can to try and stockpile your crystals if you are a free-to-play player, if you are a low-spending player, because this is the way that you min-max. It's harder, of course, to save your crystals because you see uniform after uniform from update after update, and you want to get it, and you want to get it, and you want to get it. But if you can steady your hand and sort of, you know, ignore all of the hype from me, ignore all of the temptation from other players talking about this, oh man, this uniform's so cool, or skill effect, or whatever, you will end up having a better account, I guess, in the long run. So that's kind of my advice to you. That's sort of my motivation to you. If I were in your position, if I were in your shoes, and if I was a low spending player in Marvel Future Fight, if I didn't have my YouTube channel on another, you know, in another universe, in a parallel universe where Alex is working, he's a mild-mannered dude with a tie on, working at an office desk, doing some number crunching. Maybe he's really good at math in this alternate universe. That Alex, if he was playing this game, that's exactly what he would do. He would probably save up 8,200 crystals and then wait for a moment like this when lightning strikes perfectly to reap the benefits. So hopefully there are some people out there who can reap the benefits. I'm always really happy when people can take advantage of things like this, and when their hard work and their patience pays off. I think that's one of the most satisfying things in mobile games, is people who grind and grind and grind and save and save and save, and then at the perfect moment they have, you know, just a small window of opportunity and they nail that bullseye. I think that's amazing. And even though I can't capture that myself because I spend, you know, tons of money on this game, I like to live vicariously through some of you guys from time to time. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. Final note here, the event shop is live for gold. So go splash your gold. Go spend your gold if you've got some. There's some pretty cool stuff here. Hopefully you get lucky with the gold chests, as I know not many people have gotten lucky with this 80th anniversary chest, myself included. Oh, I already bought it today. Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below if you have any more questions or need clarification on what I'm talking about as far as the crystal sales go, in terms of saving up crystals and then spending them and then getting them refunded. They're always refunded once the sale is over and they go back into your inbox, so you do have to collect them again. They don't go back into your crystal amount immediately. But yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. Subscribe if you enjoy the content, you want to support me. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.